6.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. In another life, Robin, I was working at an assisted living facility. So each one of the rooms there is basically an apartment for somebody who lives there, right?
Right.
And so I would see a lot of people moving in, moving out. It was kind of like working at an apartment complex. Anyway, it was always amazing to me how somebody who knows how to decorate can actually change the way a room feels. Mm-hmm. It's just always amazing to me. The best example of the most minimal was this guy. Probably this is the way I would be when I get to be that point. And all he had was a bed and a TV. That's all he had.
Oh, my
little bed, little TV. That's all we need, Robin. We don't need that stuff. Kristin Vaselacopoulos. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. And probably not. She's on the phone. She's an interior designer. She can do this kind of stuff, Robin. Mm-hmm. She specializes in intentional space organization. She's a brand advisor, a passionate advocate for sustainability. Oh, me too. And she's now pursuing her law degree. Oh my gosh! So both sides of her brain are working. That sounds like creative and analytical, right?
Yeah.
And she's the founder and creative director of KMV Creative Consulting, which, if you're looking at the streaming video, hopefully it's working. That's her logo, sharp-looking logo.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Kristin, good morning. Thank you for being on the show with us today.
Good morning. I'm happy to be here.
And you've got some tips for the holidays, it says here as well. So we'll talk to you about all those things.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever questions you guys have for me.
Well, my first one is, how do you pronounce your last name?
I get that one a lot. It's Vaselacopoulos.
Okay.
So it actually just sounds exactly how it's spelled.
Okay, good. Well, then I think I got it, didn't I? When I kind of stumbled through it.
I thought so.
And the other question is, where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling in from Boston, Massachusetts.
How is it today? It's got to be freezing. You know, we're in Florida, by the way. Just so I'd let you know.
I know. I'm very jealous.
Did you get snow?
It is freezing here today.
Did you get snow?
Nope. We got a little bit of a flurry yesterday, but nothing today yet.
And are you able to hear us okay now?
I am. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I know I made a mistake earlier when we were talking to Robin. So tell me about the creative... well, let me ask you this before we go to the specific about the holidays. How did this happen for you? Especially when I read that you also are studying to become an attorney. You're going to have the best decorated law office in Boston.
My dream. My legally blonde dream. I ended up getting into this because I had been working in real estate for a few years. I got super interested in property management and how people were building out condos and apartments in the city. And I just started to become fascinated with that. And I ended up working for a corporate place, building out offices in Boston and San Francisco for a couple of years. But I was doing residential stuff on the side, and it just brought me so much joy. I knew I definitely wanted to do that. At the same time, when I was working, building out those offices, it was a startup, so I was wearing other hats. So I was doing ops, I was doing culture. It just, it definitely worked both sides of my brain, like you were just saying, mm-hmm. and I just wanted to keep that going, so I decided to start my own business.
Well, good for you. Wow. So when you were a little girl, did you have the neatest room on the block?
Oh my God. Okay. So funny story. Me and my sister used to play with Barbies all the time. We had 80 Barbies. Okay. And you have the Barbie house. Well, that was not enough. We actually commandeered my dad's tool shelves and made our own little mini apartments.
Oh my gosh.
Scraps from my grandma's sewing and stuff. Oh yeah.
So you would decorate it.
Cool
you would decorate it. See, isn't that amazing how, if you had home movies of every child, you might see them doing what they are doing as adults, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's
true.
I think there's something about how we or what we're attracted to when we're just playing, and what we end up doing for a career.
Sometimes people like to have things in their residences or their offices, and it looks great, but it doesn't function well. How do you make that happen with both things?
Oh, that's like a really tough one, because you want things to look so good and pretty. And for me, when I'm, decorating and designing, it's really about telling the story of the people in that space. But you need to be able to use the space, right? And so for me, it's always been a little bit more function over fashion. Now that there's just so much out there, especially like online and customizable for, ordering, you don't just have to like go to a store anymore and only have like whatever is in their inventory. You can actually find so many pieces that are functional and they're fashionable. It just takes a little bit more research.
Do you know one thing I'm horrible at? I'm horrible at understanding when, like, how do you, like, I was with some people, we walked into a place and they said, oh my gosh, this wallpaper is so 1980s or whatever they said. And I'm thinking, looks good to me. I have no clue about this stuff. So can you do that? Can you walk into a home and say, oh, this was decorated by somebody who's probably 80 years old or 20 years old?
Yeah, I mean, there's this correlation to me between fashion and like how we actually design our homes. And so there are definitely like certain trends that you'll see that were, really used during certain decades. But you kind of can see the correlation between also the clothing and the fashion there too.
And then how do you keep the person that you're designing for, how do you keep their signature on it and not have your signature kind of creep in?
That's a good question. Because obviously I love building out everything. Honestly, it's just I try to have them tell me their story. One of my favorite parts about doing the job that I do and working with, people and companies is I get to hear their story and how they got to where they are and the things that have happened to them in their life, which items have a lot of significant meaning. And so what I do is I really just try to honor all of that above all. And really what I'm there for is to, keep the project on track, like inspire, like help gather ideas with them and, sometimes recommend something they wouldn't think of. But really, it's mostly about hearing their story and then honoring that through the design.
So I want the listeners to know your website because I went there and I have a few questions from the website. So the website is KMVCreativeConsulting.com, right? That's the right website, right?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Did I say it right? Okay. And you got some really nice photographs that show kind of what you are able to do. And anybody looking at this is going to say, oh, I want to do that in my house. Now, is that what the website is for? Is so that we can do it ourselves? Or how do we use the information on the website?
Well, obviously, if you needed to contact a designer like myself, you could go into the contact portion of the website. What I really want is that people to be like interactive. I think not only is it, a business site, but the website, it's also informational. I do think it's all about conversation with your audience and your clients. And so, we've just started kind of building out this new vision for the website. And what I hope for it to actually become is, half and half, a little bit of informational, a little bit of business, a little bit of tips, and
okay.
Really,
So we're not trying to tap into your brain so that we can have an idea for our living room or something. Well, I mean, it's really going to be a relationship with you, kind of this, a consultant in a way, right, to help us. I mean, you're in Boston, though. I mean, what are you going to do? Fly down here and help me with my living room?
So actually, it's funny that you say that. I have done that with clients. Next week, actually, I'm flying down to Nashville to help my friend who's building out a bar. So basically what and we could do this virtually too. That's like another huge thing now that we have like amazing technology.
I know.
Is basically go down, see the space, see what it looks like, have that conversation about what story you're trying to tell, and then actually just making recommendations that you could actually go do on your own as well.
And
so
go ahead. I'm sorry. You are a huge advocate for telling people don't be afraid to get out of their comfort zone and do something different.
Absolutely. For me, like just coming from real estate and construction, everything can be changed. Like you can build something, you can take it down, you can build something else. So like, I think that's honestly how we should think about like ourselves and how we interact in our spaces as well. Like they should be evolving reflections of us. So yeah, I definitely encourage people to get excited and kind of run with it.
So if I sent you a picture of my living room, could you tell me what I'm doing wrong?
That's a good idea.
Do I have to consider the pets? Do I have to consider, this is part of it too. I mean, what if I were to come to you, right? And there's other people who live with me, which there isn't, but what if there were? I mean, wouldn't there, maybe I'd be stepping on somebody's toes. Hey, do you know what happens? You go into, for a guy like me, I go into a hotel room and say, well, this looks nice. Mm-hmm. I could do this.
Yeah.
A bed right in front of the TV. That's always good. I mean, but when you listen to somebody's story, see, I like what you said about listening to somebody's story and then making the creative decisions based on that. But like you say, a lot of times we don't think outside the box, and maybe we need somebody to do that for us.
Yeah, and I think, everybody has their gifts and their talents, and I think, this particular thing is mine and how I choose to help people out in the world. But I liked where you were kind of going, where you were talking about having multiple people who all live together and like redesigning, because like I've run into that before, and really it's about like figuring out who's a little bit more picky and who's more laid back, and then the things that we absolutely have to have and the things that they don't care about, and finding a happy medium. It's like mediation.
And you seem to be a very artsy person, and you love books, and you are encouraging people to use the books as a way to look artsy in your domain. Oh,
totally. A huge trend that I keep seeing over and over and clients ask for too is color coordinating your books. So actually like making the bookshelf into sort of an art piece, which is, it looks really cool, especially if you can go on Google and you can pull out a color wheel, right? And you can see which colors contrast. So you can actually like make a really cool design by color coordinating your books.
I never heard of that before. Wow.
No, I think that's a cool idea.
That's a cool idea. They do that at the law office. You're going to be a lawyer. Every book is the same color.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, every book is the same color. I don't even believe they read all those books. There's just too many.
There's a lot of reading.
You also advocate for people to go through their wardrobe from time to time and just get rid of some of the stuff that you might wear one day.
Yeah. Editing is so important. People, it's funny, like you don't think about it as much as you should, but going through and just creating space within your space, it changes the energy around for you. And you notice it in really, really subtle ways. Like, I'm not going to say your life is totally going to be changed because you finally got rid of your Juicy Couture sweatsuit from 2007.
Right.
But you know what I mean? But you end up creating more space where now, you can bring in other things you might love, or even more classic pieces. I'm very much into sustainability and sustainable beauty. And I always try to advocate for clients, buy clothing that's going to last you. And that's classic, There are those trendy pieces. Just like any home, you have those trendy things, right? Mm-hmm. But you want something that can stay with you too.
All right, I have some Jingle Bells because I want to talk about the holidays.
Okay.
Can you hear?
Nice.
Can you hear the Jingle Bells? There they are.
Love it.
All right, it's going to snow now, Robin. It's snowing in Boston, or it wants to anyway.
I'm ready.
And here in Florida, you said you were jealous of us. We're jealous of you. We want to be there. We want to be in the cold. So tell me what your design tips are for the holidays.
So for the holidays, I am very into photographs. Photographs, getting cozy. There's a trend right now that I love. It is basically taking like twinkle lights, and then, there are a million apps where now we can print all those really great pictures that we snap on our phones all the time. And you can just take little like clothespins and snap them up, and basically you can hang them in wherever you're like entertaining, whether it's like over the counter in your kitchen or, over the couch in the living room. And it just becomes like a talking piece for everybody, and you can start storytelling with each other.
Oh, that is cool.
That's one of my biggest.
Yeah, that is cool. Instead of bringing out the photo album as you're washing the dishes, you say, "Hey, Grandma, is that you?"
Yeah,
right?
That's a great idea.
I love that idea. And you know what? Every once in a while, you could put one of those Elf on a Shelf pictures, just for the kids.
Yeah.
Hey, there's the Elf on a Shelf, right? Oh, I love that idea.
Such a good idea.
Okay, I like that one. What else you got? Let me put the bells, more bells.
Okay.
More Jingle Bells.
More Jingle Bells. The other thing is coziness. I think a lot of people go out, and I do this too, I'm totally guilty of it, and like go to like, TJ Maxx or Marshalls, and you see all the cute holiday stuff, and you just want to like buy it.
Yes.
I just don't think that we need to be doing that as much, and I have to tame myself when it comes to that. Like remembering like any cozy blankets that you have lying around the house. Like,
I love cozy blankets.
Pillows are really in. Like bringing all that stuff into your living room.
Oh.
And just making sure that there is some sort of part of your holiday time with your family where you all gather around and get cozy.
Do you know what I saw the other day that I think looks really cozy? And I don't know if this is absurd, but it was a dog bed. And I thought, why would you give that to a dog? I would lay on the floor. Look at this.
I think I saw that on Instagram.
Oh, my gosh.
It looks good.
It looks like anybody in their right mind would say, this is where I'm sleeping from now on. But they put it for the dog.
Yeah.
By the way, this dog must be as big as a cow because it's a huge area. All right. Let me get more Jingle Bell. I love the idea. I love cozy blankets, by the way. I'm a big, I never thought about it before, but I'm a cozy blanket fan. Mm-hmm. I just never thought of myself that way. Just like we have somebody whose credentials say they're a thought leader.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get that title.
Uh-huh.
But I'm a cozy blanket guy. I definitely am.
Well, I have 2 red
Is that
velour
going to be on your
pillows.
business card?
On your business card. That's crazy guy.
Yeah, cozy blanket guy. Oh my gosh.
Well, now, how do you accommodate your pets during the holidays?
Oh, I love pets. I'm a dog owner and lover. It's important for them to feel comfortable, especially when you have so many people going in and out of the home, like if you're entertaining. So, I've been a huge proponent on like making sure they have the toys they like, right? So like for my dog, it's like a deer antler or a rawhide or something like that. And then I also, I've seen CBD treats that work really well for like dogs and cats that have social anxiety. But you know what? If you don't want to give your pets those kind of things, just make sure they're in a comfy space. And that's, that's how I take care of mine.
This past weekend, we had an event, a local event, and there was a lady selling antlers. And it was an outdoor event. And there was another lady with a poodle. And that poodle wouldn't, oh my gosh, it wanted those antlers so bad. And I said, I wonder what that dog smells. Maybe there's still some meat left on that antler. I don't know. Yeah. But it was pulling. And the lady said, come on, stop. Right? Hey, I got an idea. Can I share my idea with you, Kristin?
Yeah.
Do you want to start let's start a trend. # cozy blanket. Okay? People have to take a photo, a selfie of themselves wrapped up in a cozy blanket, and then just hashtag cozy blanket. And we could direct it to your site, kmvcreativeconsulting.com. How do you connect it to that? Just hashtag cozy.
Hashtag cozy blanket.
Hashtag cozy blanket, Kristin.
What is your feeling on hostess gifts? I'm from the old school, and I still believe in it.
Hostess gifts. I love hostess gifts. For me, I mean, classic bottle of wine or champagne. If, you're not big on the drinking, candles. But I'm a sucker for cookies. Like, that's what I bring to people.
We must be related. Blankets and cookies. They sound like my family. Go ahead, Kristin. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, it's true. Like, who doesn't like a cookie? And now they make so many different kinds. You can even get, like, gluten-free cookies that you can't even...
Who cares? No, but just get a regular cookie.
You also, for men and women, you say that now the holidays is a good time to go through all of our beauty items that we use and get rid of them and
I'm out of this
try
one.
New things.
I have a comb. I have a comb.
You have a comb.
That's it. That's my whole beauty item, yeah.
He's got a beard, though.
What?
He's got a beard, though. He's thinking about beard lights.
I am thinking about beard lights.
I saw a beard straightener the other day.
Oh, really?
That could be an interesting host gift.
Oh, that sounds good. I love that.
Do you got somebody yelling? Is there somebody yelling in the background there?
Me?
Yeah, or was that here? I heard somebody yelling.
I think it's here.
I think I heard somebody yelling. Let's see, do we have time for one more? Yeah, one more Christmas or holiday tip. I got the bells back on.
One more holiday tip. Let's see. Holiday tip. So beauty products during the holidays. We love to gift like makeup sets and, things like that. I've been really passionate and an advocate of sustainable beauty, which means using really good ingredients in these things. So if you do your beauty edit and you kind of go through and find out what's old and throw it away, great Christmas and like holiday gifts, Hanukkah gifts are from, a little bit more sustainable brands. There's like Bare Minerals, there's Beauty Counter. I'm a very big advocate of Beauty Counter. They're doing a lot to change the conversation about how, skincare products for both men and women are made. So that would be another recommendation for like holiday sustainability and beautifying.
Kristin, let me make sure I give the website and other contact information that you'd like the audience to know about. KMV, M as in Mary, KMVcreativeconsulting.com. That's the website I was looking at while we were talking to Kristin. Do you have any other information you'd like to give us so we can look into the ideas that you have?
Yeah, totally. Would love if, people want to check out my Pinterest page. It's just, on Pinterest, it's at KMV Creative. I love having conversations on Pinterest with, anybody, really.
All right.
And I also just wanted to say my Instagram page, so that's at FoxyKV. Happy to help there, too.
At what? What is it again? Instagram?
It's at FoxyKV.
At Foxy KV.
Foxy?
Yeah, Foxy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
My logo's the fox.
All right. Oh,
Nice.
right. Okay, so I want to do the hashtag. What did I say again?
Cozy blanket.
Cozy blanket.
Yeah.
Cozy blanket. Hashtag cozy
Hashtag
blanket.
cozy
And somehow
blanket.
we'll connect it to you at your Instagram or something. All right.
Okay, love that. Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Kristin, thank you. That was so much fun.
It was. I hope you have a very, early Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
I know. Well, I got the bells going, so I can't stop hearing them. Okay. Thank you, Kristin. All right, we'll be right back.
Kristin, thank
Tis the season to be merry at the Appleton Museum of Art's annual Family Day. Join us on Saturday, December 7th from 10 a.m. until 5